I'm the Vice Chairman of the Chamber of Commerce in Bethlehem. And on behalf of the Bethlehem Chamber, the Town Board, our Supervisor, and the Spotlight, I would like to welcome you this morning to the 2011 Bethlehem State of the Town Address. Before I hand it over to our Town Supervisor, Sam Messina, first something else. As most of you know, late last year, Marty Delaney, our 24-year president of the Chamber of Commerce, retired to Florida with her husband Ken. And just this week, the Chamber announced the new Chamber president, Jennifer Kilcoyne. And although Jennifer doesn't start officially until January 26th, she's here today with us. And Jennifer, if you would just get up so everybody knows who you are. So Jennifer is a 20-year resident of the town and comes with a long track record in non-for-profit sales and development. And although she has some big shoes to fill for, with Marty leaving, the Chamber is confident that Jennifer will do a fantastic job promoting and advocating for the local businesses. So, having said that, that brings us to why we are all here today. It is an honor and a pleasure for me to introduce a man who requires little introduction, a man who truly cares about our town, a man who is dedicated to make our community the best community ever, our town supervisor, Sam Messina.
See if I can get tangled up in the wires here to begin with. Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me in the back of the room? Christo, thank you for the introduction. Jennifer, welcome. I think the town and the chamber will do many, many exciting things together, and look forward to working with you in the chamber in those areas. Let me do what I always should do, and that is recognize the elected officials that represent the people that I work with all the time, my colleagues. If I miss anyone from the list, I will ask you to let me know, and I will certainly include you. But certainly town board members that are my colleagues here in Bethlehem. Joanne Dawson is here. Mark Jordan is here. Kyle Koteri, I know, was traveling this morning, and I spoke with Mark Hennessy. He may be here later. Highway Superintendent Greg Sackendorf in the back of the room. Receiver of Taxes Nancy Mendick, right here. Nancy Moquin is our town clerk. I don't know where Nancy is right now, but she may be here later. Also, we have Rich Mendick, our county legislator, here. County executive Mike Breslin, in the front row here. County Controller Mike Connors, I saw somewhere. Mike, where are you? Welcome, Mike. And our new Assemblyman, Steve McLaughlin. Steve? Steve is back there. Did I forget anyone? Well, it's amazing for me, but I'm glad that's the case. Happy New Year. I think it's going to be a very good New Year. I appreciate the fact that you came out. I will try to move this along so you get on with your lives and your responsibilities. And let me just say this. I'm here, maybe we're all here, because in addition to national figures having a dream, we can have dreams too. And for Bethlehem, my dream, since being a councilman and then running for supervisor, was that we could make Bethlehem the best possible local government anywhere. With all that was going on around us, and I don't have to point it out, you read it, you see it, I figured if we could focus on 33,000 people, 11,000 homes, a community that's 54 square miles, that already had a good start because of the town boards and supervisors that invested their time and effort here in the past. We could do special things. That's my dream. Maybe you share some of those dreams. So let me move forward this PowerPoint, and what I've done is put a fair amount of information up there, so I'm not going to read it. It gets pretty boring that way, but I will highlight a couple of things as we go through. I like that statement, the future always begins now. That means as we work today and as I talk about the past, we're already planning for the future. It needs to move forward, doesn't it? Help! One of the ways my staff judges me is if I have patience when I have to deal with these sort of things. So you get patience over time. You got it? You know that short time I told you about, I'd get you out of here? It's being eaten up. The future begins now. I mean really now. Since day one, my belief was not about the supervisor. It's not about any individual person. It's about whether or not we can have the magic of coming together. The town board, planning board, zoning board, volunteers, the 2020 implementation group, our seniors, and so many others. There's about 1,000 people, and you add up all of the individuals that are involved in these components, and that's what it's really all about in Bethlehem. That's what's going to make us special. That's frankly why I broadened this to invite people beyond town hall. This is your government, and that's where we start. When I talked about doing it right in Bethlehem, if you've read the little talks I've done in various publications, you've read, if we get the process right, we will have results that are important for people. The process is working as a team, is openness, transparency, and participation, and capacity building. I know you see those words often. You will hear them again in the state of the state today. In Bethlehem, I believe we're already doing those things. I mentioned in the previous chart all of the organizations that were involved. These are the key ones that are working together here at Town Hall, each and every day, and not only at Town Hall, out in the community. You'll see how we broaden this later to include fire districts, other organizations, service districts in the town, to do different dynamic things in Bethlehem. They say a picture's worth 1,000 words. It's probably good in my case. There are some pictures up here that represent us reaching out into the community, going around town and having meetings where the town board is there listening to people and presenting what's going on in Bethlehem. The philosophy is to move out of 445 Delaware Avenue and get in the community. We've also done things like chamber meetings in this room and the other one, where we're having business people join town government and talk about what could be and maybe what should be. And certainly, I keep going on the visits around town, visiting large businesses, and I've expanded those to smaller retail businesses now, and I'm going to start a little walking tour, not for PR, but to visit retail people along Delaware Avenue, in 9W, in Glenmont, in Furbush, and other areas, because I need to know what their problems and concerns are. Openness and transparency means other things. It means working with the town board